Alright YouTube, this is a overview on the mods of my 2005 Rebel 250. I'm not going to make a review of the pros and cons on this bike. There's plenty of videos on that. So if you're watching this video, you're probably already reviewed this bike. Watch the reviews if you're considering buying this bike. And if you already bought one, now those reviews are kind of irrelevant. So let's get to mods that I've installed. Maybe that would be something of interest to you. So starting from the front, I got an H4 LED in there. This is a 2005, so it's got the newer style light bulb in there. So I put a LED, low and high beam. This bad boy is from Amazon. These pods are from Amazon as well. So are the fork clamps. The bike came already with the windshield, and it came with those Honda saddlebags. This is from my other bike. It's a tunnel bag by Saddleman. This is the larger version, the 1620. That's actually for the wider, larger bikes, like the Concourse over there. But I got a top box on that, so just using it here. This is from Amazon as well. I've got a ram mount I installed this little 12 volt plug and the USB. Also tells you your voltage, and that's about it. Now I have a Nautilus stable horn, which is pretty loud. I had to change the fuse to a 20 amp one because the factory 10 amp blows because this thing draws 18 amps at 12 volts. So replacing the fuse with a 20 amp one isn't ideal, but I don't use the horn all the time, so for a short brief period that I use the horn, I don't think the wires would get that hot and melt. But it's not advisable to be replacing fuses with the higher rated ones, because then you're risking burning up your wiring. So the bar is from eBay, the crash bar. Not so much a crash bar, but a way for me to mount these other auxiliary lights and these pegs. When I was installing the bar, you're gonna need to get a longer bolt because the factory one is barely long enough. So when you add the width of these, the thickness of these, the mounting point on the crash bar, then you're gonna need a longer bolt, which I did end up purchasing. And same goes for these upper ones. The factory ones are barely long enough for me to even get it started, so I had to get the longer hardware for the top portion of it as well. These lights are a nightlight. They're spotlights, and so are these. These nightlights are much better than these babies, and they're wider too. So I use these for low beams, and then these come on with the high beams. Also mounts by Nightlight. And that pretty much concludes all the mods that I have on this bike, or it has, I should say, between me and the previous owner. I got a really good deal on this bike. Paid really like 750 bucks, and it had under 5,000 miles. It's got 5,400 now. I haven't been riding in a while, since like a couple years ago when I had the SV650, so I went ahead and purchased the bike that I've always wanted, the Concourse. But it's a pretty heavy bike for around town, and I can't really wind it out. I'm risking losing my license, so I took an MSF refresher after 15 years just to get my skills a little bit up on the lighter bike, and then started looking at 250s because I realized around town these are awesome. I can go through 4 gears and shift into 5th gear at 50 miles an hour, and I don't mean that I'm lugging it. I mean I'm having the blast. So for that reason, I love riding this bike because it's very light, 320 pounds compared to 690. It's less than half. And then it's got about 16 horses. So I'm having fun. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know as far as the mods go. As far as the reviews and whatnot, you know, I'll be able to answer them too, but I'm pretty sure you guys already know what you're looking at because there's plenty of videos on reviews about that. But as far as the mods go, oh yeah, might as well, it did come with these exhausts as well, but I might as well turn it on and show you guys the light setup I have. Damn it, boy. The light setup I have. So these are the low beams. That's what it looks like. And then when I flip the high beams, that's what that looks like. So that's high, and that's low. High, low, high, low, high, low. Gives you a triangle in low beams, so I don't have to ride around with high beams. Got plenty of visibility, and then I'm gonna hit the horn. As you can see, it's pretty loud and it dims the headlights too, but when I ride it's not such, you know, it's not so. I guess it's got enough voltage to not to have to dim them. But that's it. Let me know, you guys, if you guys have any questions about these mods and whatnot, and I'll try to answer them. Adios.